Okay guys, today I'm going to show you how to gather some evidence for any possible litigation against these people who are targeting you. You probably see some videos out there already about the ASN and other tools out there that you can use. I'm going to show you some Mac tools that I use to trace some of this information. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my IP address, and I would actually go to ipinfo.io, and that would be the website I would go to grab my ASN information. So just type that into your browser, ipinfo.io, and then down below you'll go to this page here, and it'll actually give you a little printout of your information. And basically what this shows you here is the ISP service provider that you're using, Internet Service Provider, and I'm actually using Cablevision. And you can see that my ASN is AS6128. So I want to grab that 6128 number from the printout here from this web page. And I'm going to go to ASRank, and I'll type in 6128, or you could just, actually if you type in AS6128 from ASRank, which is this page here, and you do a search, it will now print out your local companies that are actually connected to that ASN. So my ASN is 6128, and if you go down further, you can see there's only 2 pages here. But my perps are actually covered their tracks, and they've actually removed themselves from my ASN. I used to have 4 pages of ASN, and actually how it really works is it's based on your ISP. So if you're going to change your service provider, your AS rank or your ASR rank or ASN rank is going to change because it's all based on the network that you're on your ISP. In my case here, you can see that I only have 2 pages, but actually I used to have Verizon, and I just switched from Verizon to Cablevision because of the rates. And it was really odd because when I tried switching from Verizon, they gave me a really hard time. They didn't want me to switch my ISP. They were actually trying to pitch things left and right, saying, "Hey, we got better bandwidth, we got better high-speed bandwidth." Like they were saying, Cablevision only does 35 megabits per second. I mean, and we do 75 megabits per second, so they were trying to tote that. They just did not want me to leave at all. So it took me actually a month to actually cancel my subscription with Verizon. But I'm gonna show you why, because I have over 1,500 companies on that ASN that I was originally on which is about I think it was like 50 pages or something like that. But since I switched, and they had to reconnect, all the companies that wanted to connect to my ASN. Now this 6128 is it's not as big as Verizon. I know Verizon has like a lot of customers on their ASNs, but in my case, I actually had 4 pages on this, and now this is a live feed to their database, so they took themselves off. All the offenders that I knew that I was dealing with took themselves off my ASN. But I still have screenshots of that, and I'm going to compare those. So you can see here, these are the companies that are actually involved in my target. Well, this doesn't mean that these companies are involved in my target. These are companies that happen to be on that ASN. The offenders that are suspects are actually have removed themselves from my ASN, but I'll show you those later. But you can see here that it's only 2 pages, not even 2 pages, which is highly suspect because when I used to have 4 pages, and they all took themselves off. I don't think any of these companies have anything to do with my targeting, but I will show you companies that I suspect do. So you can see here, so there's only about 2 pages, like I said. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually bring up the PDF, and I'm going to show you. Close this out. And here we have my ASN when I captured it at the time, which was about 2 months ago. And you can clearly see. Oh, great! I closed it. Oh, there we go. You can clearly see there's 4 pages. So I have four. I basically took PDF screenshots, and you can see now there's a lot more other companies involved in this. So you're going to have your level 3 parent communication ones. Everybody has that. And then you have the other telecom companies and internet service providing companies. But what I want to show is, go down further, high speed Videotron Telecom, SoftLayer Technologies, Hop One Corporation, Allianz Technologies, Computer Associates, and you got Fordham University here. And I've actually been to these companies. I actually work for CA, so I don't know why CA is on my ASN when I haven't worked for CA in over 10 years. Or Fordham University. I've actually visited Fordham University a couple of times. So these are definite suspects that are on the network, and they were removed. So if you looked at the previous page, they're no longer on my ASN. But see, I have proof that they were actually on my ASN at one point of time. So those are some of the companies. Let's see, anything here I have anything suspect. Yeah, just these two really. Allianz Technology. I have an account, or I actually have stock in Allianz, and they happen to be on my ASN, which is odd. They're actually in Germany, so that's highly suspect. All right, so let me go to the next page, because then we start getting into the medical stuff. IT Government Solutions, TT Government Solutions. I think those were one of my customers at one point. I got Macy's, Macy's on my ASN. Pace University, the Darby Group, and I looked this one up, and I think this has references to InfraGard. I'll show that later. Elliott Associates is an account that I used to work with. They shouldn't be on my ASN. They're in New York City. They weren't on my Verizon account, but they are on my Cablevision account. I have North Shore Long Island Jewish Hospital. I have, and I've dealt with them before. Bank of Tokyo, Mitsubishi. I've actually been to Mitsubishi in Pennsylvania. Did work out there for a while, so they probably have something to do with the microchips that they build. I have County of Bergen and the Bergen County Prosecutor's Office. I don't know, these are the white hats, or they are it's actually the county prosecutor's office trying to prosecute me for some bullshit. So I have no idea. I suspect that this might be a white hat. Metavante, that is actually, I think that is the one that has ties to InfraGard. I'll look that up real quick. We can actually see that. Let me bring up my browser here. They're not going over. Come on, go over to the other page. Huh. There we go. Oh, where'd it go? Just give me a second here. All right. So Actually, these guys look like they're in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.